Hello, I'm Tracy Grimshaw. Welcome to A Current Affair. First tonight, the deadly game played out at Australia's railway crossings, where impatient drivers risk death as speeding trains approach just to save a few minutes. In this exclusive report, Martin King joins frustrated train drivers on a terror ride.
Do you expect it to happen to you?
At least once, yeah. If I'm lucky.
Wow.
If not, 5 or 6 times.
That's a very sobering thought.
It is. There's nothing we can do about it. People, persist on just driving straight in front of a train. Yeah, you just hope you never have it. But one day you most likely will.
It's the first rule of life for any train driver. Expect the unexpected.
That's one of the worst crossings we've got because the building's so close to the railway line, you get no view of the road whatsoever, so you can't see any oncoming traffic.
So if a car's coming on the left, what happens?
You get about 3 seconds warning, and that's it, and hope to Christ they stop.
Victorian train drivers experience 200 near misses at level crossings every year. Watch this incredible vision and you'd swear some people were tired of living. Trucks and cars, big and small, and pedestrians gamble their lives against the might and power of our biggest trains. Drivers like Mick Edelston see it all the time. People risking their lives and others' lives to save a few seconds.
Mick, tell me what sort of things you see.
You see trucks driving in front of you, cars driving in front of you, school kids, just people by the side of the line walking their dogs.
The boom gates are down. There's lights and bells. A train is bearing down at high speed. Who gives a rat's?
Big truck just went through there. Are there lights up there?
Yeah, there are, yes, just lights, yep.
Should he have stopped or was he okay?
No, he was just okay.
We're doing 107 k's.
Yep. But that looked like a gas tanker, so that's not something we ever want to hit.
No.
Was the driver blinded by sun glare? Did he not see the train?
I thought I'm going to die.
What none of us want is another Kerrang. 11 people dead and 14 badly injured. But experts agree it will happen again because our governments aren't doing enough to stop it, including education. Since Kerrang last year, there's been 13 crashes at level crossings in 5 states. 5 people dead and many injured.
The train hit that car with so much power that the car was wedged underneath the engine.
A local kindergarten teacher driving to work in Tyabb when the unthinkable took place.
3 weeks ago, Kay Stanley, a young teacher, drove into the path of this train at Tyabb.
The gifts of love, tolerance and forgiveness you have given to us all will always stay in my heart.
What few people do know is that Kay was 3 months pregnant. 3 days later, Fiona Smart was killed by the Swan Hill train near Bendigo. Fiona was lost. The dirt road crossing is classified as passive. No bells, no lights, just a sign.
How many times do you have to do that?
Every crossing.
How many crossings?
Twice at every crossing, there's quite a few.
Pacific National allowed us to travel with Mick and his co-driver Dave to get a train driver's perspective of level crossing safety. Our trip begins in Dimboola, Western Victoria. Destination, Melbourne. Every crossing protected by lights and bells or unprotected is a potential death trap. Here at Horsham, will these kids cross? You never know. It's actually quite scary and stressful. You feel powerless.
Kids are one of the worst because you just, as kids do, they just don't understand the risks and they just run in front of the train and some of them pay the price.
With crossings like these, flanked by trees, anything could happen. And as we've seen, it often does.
Visibility at the time was little more than a couple of metres, while the crossing had warning signs but no bells.
In a sense, you're a hostage to luck and to other people's judgment.
Yes.
Not your own judgment.
No.
Their judgment.
Yes.
And sometimes their judgment is just not good.
No, it's very poor, very poor.
And it ends in their death.
Yep. Quite often it will.
This train is so heavy and so long, 1.5 kilometres long and 2,500 tonnes, that just getting to 100 kilometres an hour has taken us 15 minutes. But it's not getting going that's the problem. It's stopping in a hurry. Just imagine a car or a truck is approaching at this level crossing, or they're on the level crossing. Our friendly train driver, Mick, is going to show you what happens. What's happening, Mick?
I've just put the brakes into emergency. You can feel a bit of a bump there, but the train's just still pushing us.
But we're not stopping.
No, you've got 2,500 tonnes just pushing us along at the moment.
So how long is it going to take us to stop?
I don't know. It'll just stop when it stops. If we hit someone, they're most likely going to die.
And they're coming with us all the way until the train stops?
Till it stops, yep.
The train driver slammed on the brakes. The car was dragged almost 200 metres.
Okay, so we've just stopped. Give us a verdict.
Yep, 1,266 metres it took. And, yeah, I couldn't do it any faster. Just doesn't stop.
Dr Eric Wigglesworth from Monash University's Accident Research Centre has written 18 papers on the subject. Trouble is, nobody's taking notice.
Why aren't they listening to you?
Because it is not conceived by government as being an important issue. The number of people who die at railway level crossings is small as compared with the number of people who die in the rest of the road traffic system.
Flashing red lights, the doctor says, should stay red. Many people think they're just a warning. He also wants more government research and a total upgrade of the entire rail system.
Unfortunately, it might be that we have to have another terrain and another major tragedy to prompt a really serious review of the system that we have and the system that needs changing.
You'll see a car come up to a crossing and you'll see the front end of the car dip as they put the brakes on. And then you'll see that the car will come up again and they'll stick the boot into it to try and get across the crossing. You know they're going to run it.
Oh, so they're taking the punt?
Yep, they've had a look at what they're doing and just thought, no, I can beat the train, and they'll go for it.
And you're thinking, don't do it, don't do it?
Well, you know in most cases they will.
Had 8 major level crossing accidents, three major ones with trucks or buses, and 5 with just pedestrians at level crossings.
Graham Parslow is still on the job. His last accident at Salisbury in South Australia was horrific. His train hit a bus. 4 people died. Graham says close shaves are becoming more common.
Oh, no, it can happen at any time. Yeah. You can be sitting at the table reading the newspaper, having a cup of coffee, and suddenly the noise will just be in your head. It'll just come from nowhere.
That noise was a Kenworth truck that appeared out of fog and did this to Wayne Elliott's train. The truck driver died. Wayne is on light duties. The cost of the accident was $25 million.
But do you get stressed or angry when you see people doing stupid things?
I do get angry, yeah. I tend to yell a bit of abuse and make the odd gesture out the window.
With trains getting faster and more trucks on the road, longer and heavier trucks, the chances of another Kerrang are obvious.
People tend to forget things very quickly.
Were there more of that, then there'll be more funds. Simple as that.
We've got to be vigilant because of you, as you've just seen, they can't stop. Martin King reporting, and a chief investigator's report has found that prior to the Kerrang crash, the crossing involved had been ranked near the bottom of a list for upgrade work, with 139 other crossings in Victoria alone deemed to be of greater concern.